I call this meeting to order. You have anything to say?
Not me, it's not my turn
I
yet.
think you're the only public. Okay, all right. Then we got the consent agenda, minutes of October 2024. Come on!
Second.
Motion?
Second.
Motion? Okay.
Second, Amy?
Yep.
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. On the minutes, should have taken the financial report. Greg?
I'll go ahead and more into it in the budget, I think, than approving this one.
So this is just a financial report.
This is the financial report. I don't think there's any comments on that. So, okay, I guess we finally tracked down the missing funds. So there was about 30,000. We're trying to figure out where in the world did this go to, because the city's saying they paid us everything that they received from the county, but then we received a delinquency report from the county. It was only showing like $6,000 and not $37,000. Anyway, it turns out money was received by the county, and on a different report that we'll receive with December's payment. So it's kind of, it hasn't been paid to the city yet, and then when the city gets it, they'll pay it to us. So that's kind of, if you look on the...
Did you say that, did the city acknowledge where it was yet?
No, well, the city hasn't received it yet.
Okay.
So it's still sitting with the county.
The county is the guilty.
The county's holding the money
County
until December's payment, and then they'll kick it out with December's payment to the city.
Okay,
So then we'll get it end of December / beginning of January,
okay.
is my expectation. So that's, if you look on page 3 of the financial report, there's a remaining $33,000 number that it took us 2 months to
Track it down.
try to, and finally we got to ask the right question to the county. So that's probably the biggest thing there. I don't think anything else really.
Okay,
For me?
all right.
It was a big one, so,
Yeah, that was good.
So do we need a motion to approve financial reports? Or is it just to receive the?
Motion to
You need a
approve.
motion for the financials.
Yeah. I'm to approve.
I'll
Second.
second.
yeah.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries unanimously. You're the only public.
Not on this item, but if I can,
Wait a minute. Not on this item?
right, but if I can go back to public comment when you have a moment.
Okay. When we go, what?
Just-
I didn't realize you were telling me it was public comment when you asked, like, I'm like, it's not my turn yet, so.
Oh,
Oh,
but he has comments.
Yeah.
He wants his turn back.
go.
Yeah.
All right. You know,
What are you
since,
gonna say, too late?
well, I'll go 2 minutes. Basically, Wes Wyatt, Monterey County Homeless Union, and just wanted to throw it out there about, you know, if the election does sway toward your favor and happiness and everything, hopefully we can find some compassion and humanity toward folks living outside, and raise the standard of what's considered acceptable as far as like posting a notice, mitigating issue rather than just getting rid of people. Actually allow people to maintain their personal property, maintain their personal space, as long as they're maintaining minimal health and safety standards, kind of like how shelter in place was going during the pandemic, where basically everybody was served, you know, like there was water provided. People need laundry, showers, as well as a kitchen, ability to do generators, you know, to create their own electricity. If they buy it, then they should be able to keep it. There's
So
a lot
this
of...
is just all for homeless is what you're talking, yes.
Yes, yeah, and you know, still try and curry favor again, you know, as I did in the beginning, because you know people are dying outside, and so it's a real issue, and the way that we're treating people is part of the issue. You know, all this money is spent destroying property when we could just maintain it. So just trying to, you know, create a different path if we can do that and live more peaceful coexistence or whatever. I think it'd be easier to if you can set a foundation just like a child, you can redirect behavior a lot easier, and then there's not a mess or whatever. And if we did reward that positive behavior, you know, of allowing them to keep their own property, then they'd be a lot more functional and be able to get back into society to be productive.
Okay, thanks, Wes. Board questions on anything so far? Discussion, deliberation? We'll take action then?
No action on this.
We don't need no action on that, sure, I like that. Report from the president. I really have nothing to report outside of, I think the election will be over, and we should maybe have an announcement as early as today or tomorrow. So we know that where we all stand from this next one with the city council. That's the number one thing that's on my mind. And just to keep everybody here, what's that parade that just got canceled?
Parade of Lights.
Parade of Lights. Parade of Lights was just canceled.
I'm gonna call, I got the email, so I'll just reach out.
I forwarded the whole board. so-
Yeah, I saw that. I'll just reach out
you.
and touch base and see. I got a couple emails. I mean, it's dysfunctional. It'd be nice to have a little more participation in it.
Larissa was she's one that I know, so I wanted to maybe have a meeting with her
Yeah,
and understand where they actually were as far as the dollars and cents, and where they weren't
yeah.
as far as on the dollars and cents.
That's what I would, yeah. I'm gonna reach out to kind of for the same, and just see, it'd be great to keep it.
Well, I know, but there's been, as everybody's well aware of, there's been a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff going on elsewhere with Bruce, but he's going to be very interested in what the outcome of this election is, and he's going to be very interested in understanding, probably within the next 2 days, he's going to send me, okay, what happened with the Parade of Lights? So I'm going to try to dig into that. I have a phone call already to Larissa to understand, show me where your financials were
Right.
coming into this week, and why you guys had to make the decision that you had to make.
Right.
We'll get it picked up there.
How long has that been running? You know?
I'm gonna say 3 years.
Okay.
I don't think it's over 3 years.
Kind of,
It's
since
a
the pandemic.
Yeah.
It started up after the pandemic.
Yeah.
What do you mean, like the Parade of Lights has been running for a while?
Like, I
There
wanna
was-
say maybe 3 years.
There was pre-pandemic and then it took a pause. and
Yes.
then started
Oh,
back.
okay.
So,
All
but
right.
pre-pandemic, I mean, maybe 10 total.
Oh, maybe.
I don't, Greg, do you have an idea?
It's been, I mean, I've been going for at least 10 plus years, so.
Yeah, it's been like 10 years because I was pregnant.
That's a good benchmark, right? Like, wait, was
Yeah, I'm
I?
like, which
That's
kid was
easy to
this?
remember.
Right, like, which kid was that? But
So
yeah.
I will take, I'm probably the oldest in this room. So I forgot about a lot of stuff. All right. Treasurer.
Again, I'm gonna wait till we get down to the budget.
Okay.
Let's do it all at
Okay.
once.
Greg, you're up.
Most of the stuff that I would cover would be DISI, so I'll wait till DISI. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. No more public comment? Very good. Any questions anybody has to this point?
When does the new council get seated?
I think it is the first meeting in this.
Middle of December, beginning middle of December.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
December. Yeah,
No,
December
it's
4th.
not January.
It is December.
I believe it's December 4th, but that's what I heard.
Hi.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Hey Larry.
I'll just sit here.
You can sit right here.
Full house. That's okay. I'm good, thank you.
Right there. Okay. We're done with the board questions. Okay, I'm down to the ad hoc committees.
Okay, so we've got DISI, biggest news, you see our gorgeous mural that we just finished. So that was our newest addition to downtown.
This is the
exciting.
one that's some bucks,
Yeah,
fixing this one.
Looks great.
it does.
Both of them look great.
You, yeah.
Really, yeah, I like that they did a good job. I think we
Yeah.
got it done quickly, and thanks for your help with all of that too. We were doing two projects at the same time, but handled it well, got it done, no issues, so that was really exciting. We've been working on Christmas and our marketing for downtown, which we beefed up quite a bit. Which is also exciting. We have a commercial coming out, 30-second holiday commercial starting to air today with KSBW, ABC, and Estrella. And we've sent details for the tree lighting to KSBW. We're gonna do the tree lighting during Shop Small, which we thought would help to get more people downtown and just make it a little bit more of a fun event. Which is exciting and a little bit of a change. So we're beefing up the marketing to get everyone to be aware of that as well. We sent information of the event to C Monterey, and it'll be listed on their website, where we'll have 3 half-page color ads, which will run on the 21st of November, the 28th, and December 5th. We're running 12 email blasts for the that'll be going out, and we'll be running 3 email newsletter ads with the chamber, and sending out 2 email blasts to our community listing for the tree lighting, and we'll be sending out a press release for the tree lighting and a flyer, so, and as well as Facebook and Instagram. Sorry, I'm reading Jenna's summary here. So she is moving forward, and it's exciting to see our commercial and all of the ads in downtown, focusing on what we had been talking about for the last 2 years, the live, work, play, and really emphasizing that downtown. It's a place where people are living, working, and playing, and inviting more to come down and enjoy all of the restaurants, the beautiful shops that we have. So great opportunity there. We're looking at doing a ribbon cutting for the mural soon, working with the chamber on that. And also trying to get another mural going off of Patria still, so we're still working on that. Not Patria, excuse me, off of by Bruges, on the side of Bruges.
Travelers Hotel.
Yeah, the Travelers Hotel,
Right.
right here, exactly. And then also finish the one on the other side of Patria, so we can get that started and get mock-ups and see what that would look like. They painted the front, so, good.
Has there been live contact with the owner?
Yeah, we have an agreement with them, which they signed, and we have permission to move forward.
Okay, perfect. Great.
So that's exciting for
Should be
downtown.
no hangups at the city.
Well, we'll get the mural concept presented to the city. We shouldn't necessarily, we'll see what happens with the mural there that's existing. There may be something I could see, that would be the only
So
potential.
there's nothing the city can hold over the property owner as far as delaying things?
I don't know, we'll see. We'll see.
Encroachment permits or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know if they have past stuff and how that may affect what we're doing. Walking across that bridge.
Okay.
What's the date of the tree lighting?
The Saturday the 30th,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, Saturday the 30th.
Okay.
So it's Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Shop Small. Shop Small Saturdays when we cut it between 4 and 6.
and we'll have Santa down there and some music and different events, some hot chocolate. Do you want to add more?
Yeah, we there's 2 coffee shops that are participating in providing hot chocolate to kids for a small stipend. So far, Bruges and Starbucks. I've sent messages out to Bearded Bean and the Cherry Bean. Todd didn't really seem very interested because he's all the way on the 300 block, but I'm still talking to him whether he wants to or not. But 2 of them I've confirmed.
You want to share any feedback on Halloween too?
Thank you. We bought $500 worth of candy, which is not as much as you think it is, which is really sad.
Inflation.
Oh my God. But we distributed,
My wife does that.
but yeah, I mean, it was an entire shopping cart full. So I loaded up a shopping cart with the Smart and Finals, best prices that I found. Just searching online. I didn't go to a bunch of stores or anything. And then so it came out to about 4,000 pieces, a little less than 4,000 pieces of candy that we distributed to about 22 vendors, which so it's an extra bag or two for every store. We did not personally hand out any, but so we just distributed to existing participants to augment their load. Yeah, that was basically it. It was I walked through there around 10 or 11, and by like noon, there were multiple stores with like signs on saying like, "We're out of candy, sorry." So it was pandemonium. There was hundreds of kids downtown, so that was fun to see.
That's good.
Everybody's in costumes, so it was fun.
That's cute.
Okay.
Can I tree the installations and everything? Okay. So we have our holiday banners are coming in next week, on Monday and Tuesday, and then our Main Street decorations are also coming in between 18th and the 21st of November. So everything, all the banners and everything, and all the decorations should be up before Thanksgiving. So we're ready to go. It's all scheduled. It's all set up. Yeah, right. That's it. So starting next week, decorations coming up.
Okay.
How did the events parade go? Did it go through downtown?
It-
Good turnout?
it
I know
did.
it was rainy, so.
I would say, compared to last year, I would say about a quarter of the people, I think, versus last year. I mean, it did clear up at the start of the parade, but in the morning it was pretty good drenching.
Yeah, a lot of gaps.
But I don't ever think that the Veterans Parade is going to get canceled because of weather, simply because, well, a bunch of veterans. So, they don't care. It's not raining, it's not training, so.
Okay. SOBO.
So Greg and I have met. We have identified all of our block captains, and so we have 10 potential block captains, and that or Greg has reached out to. He spoke to, emailed them, let them know what we're needing from each of them. We've designated our blocks, and hoping that all of these people will jump into play and assist. And so I think we have a pretty diverse group of people, a lot of walkers, and a lot of interested people that are really wanting to help the success of our association. So, and then making sure that they get the attention that they need and they're paying for as well. So I really feel like we're gonna have a good outcome on that. So we should probably have that all buttoned up this week. Greg did reach out to everybody this past week, so I think we're pretty good to go on that.
Amy, could you, because Greg reached out to us, but I'm still unclear on like what are the responsibilities of block captain. Could you recap that?
Sure. So what we're looking for is our block captains to touch base with Greg maybe once or twice a month. I mean, as you're walking, or if you could walk your block and sort of let us know, hey, we've noticed, I don't know, you're like the street, I'm really having an issue here, or a lot of garbage, or depending on who's leaving stuff where, so then we can make sure, I think we need to have Kevin drive over there a little bit more than what he's doing, or then we could put them on the list depending on like trees or what's happening, so we can sort of see and get a feel of what is happening in like the zone 1 and then zone 2, because there's certain things that we provide for zone 1 and being the higher payer, right, and then zone 2 it's a little bit separate, but we can't have any zone being left out or any specific block, and we want to make sure if we incorporate everybody, you have an interest in the property where you're renting or own or whatever it may be, so with that you'll give more feedback and better feedback on how we can do a little bit better, and then it's keeping everybody from every zone engaged. So if we have somebody from that specific zone, and if there's something that they're not getting, and sometimes it may not even be something with the street, hey, we noticed this and this, or hey, we didn't get information on this, would you maybe help us? I talked to our neighbor. It's just really engaging the people within the community. I think that's part of what we're not maybe lacking on a little bit, is we try to reach out, but without that direct contact, and if we have somebody who's our pinpoint, I think it's gonna help that and make us better. So that's what we're
Thank you.
looking for.
Yeah, so a specific, more of a specific person to reach out and you know, have back and forth conversation to better serve.
Thank you.
For sure. So, and then now, next what we're working on is, working on the planters. There's certain areas that are really have just, they get a lot of high traffic use, right? So as people are walking downtown, depending on where it's at, a lot of people will walk through certain planters. So we really need to fix those up. So right now we're going through, we've designated several that really need touch-ups. And then also working on the back alleyway, along like the backside of Patria, McWhirters and all those, that we really need to spruce those planters up, and then also getting pricing on putting new plants in downtown. So Greg was getting some estimated cost and time frame on that.
And
so.
those quotes are pending. I'm
Just
waiting for
on
them.
those. Yep, I saw that come through. So those are the things that we're trying to do, is just keep them upgraded and keep things clean and make sure things are trimmed up. And then also we're gonna be working on the lighting, because we need to make sure that we're moving the fixtures up higher, so that the plugs, because they're getting broken and things are happening, and so we need to make sure that we're moving those, so we're not having to maintain as much. And I think that's what's happening. We're spending a lot of money maintaining, because there's a lot of things that are breaking or getting vandalized or damaged. So Greg's working on that as well.
Just with the holidays on that, is it possible to get Ryan to start doing some of those repairs soon?
Yeah.
You know, I'd love to get some of those, because when you walk down Main Street, it's amazing how many extension cords are cut, boxes are broken, so every one of those is a tree not lit.
Yep, and that
And
was
so-
Greg's priority. So
Yeah, being winter time right now in the
You
holidays,
can
I'd
see it.
love to get all those lit again, so I
we'll make that the priority
Yeah.
number one. Let's just get those done.
Yeah.
And then wait for the other estimates to come in. We already know what that's gonna cost us.
Overall, it's not that much.
No,
Yes, sir.
not bad at all. We
Yeah.
needed to fix them and move them up and,
Yep.
take care of that. So that's it for SOBO, I think.
Okay, perfect. Land use.
Yeah, so we did have a meeting last month, and really a lot of the priorities for our group have been on hold to some extent, just pending the outcome of the elections. And I mean, Lisa and their staff are waiting for a new council. At the time, we weren't sure if it was gonna be a new council to come in, so that you could sit down with them too and understand some priorities and where their heads were relative to different items in the city. So I think now that the council's seated, we're actually meeting with Renee Mendez tomorrow. So it'll be nice. He's gonna sit down with us and we can talk to him a little bit about what we think are some of the important priorities from a land use standpoint for a CCIA. So that'll be a helpful meeting, and then we can report back at our next board meeting in terms of how that goes with Renee. So other than that, I don't have anything else to report.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
Can I add a little? I forgot, not to take any more time, but Renee, you reminded me when you said Renee, he has set up a meeting on Friday and invited all the stakeholders of downtown to join together, to help us collaborate, work together better. Thought it was brilliant, and I think Amy will be there, I will, and Greg. So we're very much.
That's tomorrow, right?
It's
Yeah.
tomorrow,
Yeah, so
That's
I'll plan on being there. So,
Yeah, perfect. So we're looking forward to that event
3
and
o'clock at
just
the El Gavilan
talking,
Library.
yeah. If anyone else would like to come,
Yeah, I think I RSVP.
good. So perfect, we're gonna have full force. So I'm excited about that meeting. I love talking. There's so much duplication of effort with different organizations across the board. So for us to be communicating and working together better is brilliant. So I'm excited.
Okay. We take care of that. Public comment?
No, thanks.
Nope. Okay. Any board questions, discussion, any further? Okay.
Actually, one little question on that, or comment. Last meeting, there was a comment made about a new guy at the permit center who was hired to help oversee it. I don't know if he's making changes over there, but we pulled the permit this week in 2 weeks' time from submittal.
Oh.
I've never seen that before.
That's great, yeah.
So-
I do know they brought somebody in
Yeah.
to.
That Gonzalez, that's his name?
Yeah, like, I don't know if he was involved with it, but just saying, I've never submitted a permit, and in 2 weeks, got a call back saying it's ready to be pulled. So,
Wow. Wow.
It's kind of a, maybe
Breath of
something's
fresh
happening over
air.
there.
You said it dissolves.
Yeah,
Box
seriously.
flower, or box chocolate and flowers.
He was,
I was just shocked when I got the call.
he was retired from a major city in the Central Valley, and Lisa recruited him to come out of retirement, come to work for her.
Yep.
Greg, what was the nature of the improvement? Complex or simple?
It was, I mean, it involved some structural stuff, so it was, you know, not too simple. But, yeah.
Okay. Next thing is the adoption of the December 2024 through November 25 budget.
Budget, okay. I'll start off just real quick on the fiscal year. We're 11 months in, one more to go. And so we are
Matter of
making,
days.
say it again?
Matter of days.
Matter of days, but one more month as far as the financials go. So we'll know in a couple more weeks as far as where we ended up, what our actual ending cash balance is for the year. We had projected or budgeted to wind down our cash balance about $61,000 last year, excluding grants. We're only talking assessment dollars. So we kind of intentionally over budgeted more expenses than income by $61,000. But I think we're not going to quite drain it that quickly. A couple things, a lot of grant funding came in which a lot of the projects were able to push to that. We had $6,000 in interest income that we were able to get. And then a couple items like on SOBO, I think we're going to be under budget. On SOBO, one part is we didn't quite have 2 employees for the full 12 months. So different items like that. So switching to, I only made 10 copies of this. The budget, this is basically what is in the last page there in the green. Pass this around. It's on the last page of the report of the packet in green, although it's a little more simplified, so easier to read. There's a lot of line items on the green one that don't need to be in it. It's more, this is more the working budget, not for approval. The green one. The blue one's for approval. I'll kind of go through and hit some of the bullet points quickly on this. Top line there, total assessments, $494,000. That is what we had approved going back, I can't remember, 6 months ago. Just because the lag between getting stuff to the county, getting approved, we have to do it before July. So that was approved before July. That's that number there. That's a $15,000 to $16,000 increase over prior year. A lot of the items are similar. I'm just going to hit the changes. One here, legal, bumping that up a little bit more. I think over the last couple of years we found that we end up having an attorney representing us more often than not, or at least here, and being that we're all volunteers, I think it's important to have an attorney overlooking what we do. This is not necessarily our full-time jobs here, so.
Did you talk to him about a lower price?
I didn't, but I just figured I'd bump it a little bit. So that, we had budgeted 4, we're in at 5 right now, this fiscal year, 5.5, something like that, so I'm bumping that to 6. Going down rent went up this past year. We had budgeted 84, we're over budget on that line item. I'm moving that up to 10,000. Going down to SOBO, sidewalk operations, that is going up about 10,000 total from what we had budgeted last year. Overall though, we got an estimate from Smith & Enright for SOBO, and it wasn't that much of an increase that they gave us for this coming fiscal year. And so I was thinking it was going to be more than what they gave us. So we had 114,000 last year, 125,000 essentially budgeted for this coming year. That number includes, if you want to see the breakdown of that, go to the green budget. Over here, zone 1, zone 2, you can see the breakdown. We're adding in supplies as a line item because there's a lot of little things Greg's buying, muck mitts, cleaning supplies, whatnot, that really didn't have an item. And so we're kind of factoring that in, aphid control, tree pruning, some just maintenance items, and then pressure washing, 15,000 of pressure washing. We've been kind of expanding the pressure washing to not just include Main Street, but kind of branching out a little bit on some of the side streets. So that's the increase on that one. Beautification order security, bump that one just a small 3%, assuming we're going to get some type of increase from them. Although there's been talk with SOBO of changing security around, maybe doing something a little different. This kind of assumes the status quo. So if there's a change, that'll be coming down the pipeline. District identity, under DISI, 71,005 is what we had budgeted last year. Bumped that to 93.5. And a couple of the items there, food and wine sponsorship, planning on continuing that. Advertisements, 12,000. 30,000 in holiday decor. Marketing, 24,000 with Jenna. 25,000 with alley banners. The banner program basically. Streetscape improvements. We're kind of moving that down actually. 15, moving that down to 13. There are some, little light timer control we want to do, the electrical box upgrades, but a lot of the streetscape improvements are being pushed off to grant funding now. So things that we have been doing under our assessment dollars, really we've been finding that the grants have been taking care of those. And that's really the biggest change. Under this budget, projecting an overspending 78,000. Essentially, the overspending resulted because during COVID we accrued extra funds. We couldn't spend our money, and so we accrued extra funds that we are now draining down. And so that's the idea. This last year we had budgeted to overspend. It didn't happen because we had, like I said, one, some employment issues, interest income we weren't expecting, and then grant funding kind of relieved us. So the overspending, we were planning about a 3.5 years to zero out everything, is how we had looked at it. Essentially, if we call it break even, we're still a couple years out from from exhausting that. Probably 2.5 years if this goes as planned. And then at that point, we're going to have to look at continuing grant funding or reducing services. But that also kind of times with the end of our district. So at that point, it'll be up for renewal, essentially, with the city. So that is basically it. I kind of recommend we approve this now, and then maybe what we do is next month, once we get the final cash in balances, we amend it and amend it next month.
Okay.
Move to approve.
Any questions about it?
No.
Okay.
All those in favor?
You need to take public comment.
Any public comment?
Thank you. No, not on this item. Thank you.
He's been giving me that.
Okay, Nancy, all right.
Need on record though.
Yes, verbal response. I will remember.
Okay.
Did somebody move approval?
I'm gonna do one more thing after this.
Frank, will you approve?
Oh, okay, I'll second.
Second done by Bill.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Last thing on budgets, I don't know if we technically have to do this. This is the grant funding, but we did it last year, so I think it's smart to, just so everyone knows where we're at on the grant funds. It's kind of a separate pool of money outside of our assessment dollars. Kind of, this report breaks down the different grants we've received, how the money's been spent, and kind of things that are pending and where we're at. You see on this, we get it grants 1 through 5. This kind of goes back to our beginning. Grants 1 through 5 essentially been spent to zero, with what we're still kind of pending with the Fox mural and Patria murals. Some of the holiday decor for this this next month or two, we're going to move out of DISI and push into grant 6 and 7. But then we still have, a fair amount of grant money that needs to be spent in the next, let's say, probably 6 months. So we need to get our heads together and figure out where we're going to do it. So
quick question. Where it says, so there's Monterey Foundation, number 3, and then there's Monterey Peninsula Foundation, number 7. Is number 3 Community Foundation for Monterey? Or is it a different one?
I believe 3 is different than 7.
Okay.
I'd have to look that up.
3 is different,
Yeah.
than 7.
So it probably is.
Okay.
Do we need to vote on this?
Yeah, that's just
Information.
review information.
Yep, okay. That's it for me.
Pass those around. This is the slate of directors that the nominations committee is recommending today. We can vote on these as a slate. So we're very pleased that all the incumbents have determined they want to continue their service. So you must be getting some rewards from being here. Thank you for that commitment. We also received a couple of nominating forms from the community. We sent these out, Greg sent these out on time, and we got 2 respondents. We're going to recommend we consider both of them. Mr. Tom Bennett is local, he's Emmy Ames's son-in-law. So he's working and helping them with their property. So he's got a pretty distinctive background. He's involved with Rotary, Relay for Life, and the American Cancer Society. And he worked on Wall Street for over 20 years. He specialized in real estate and financial transactions and been managing the properties here in Salinas, which are all downtown. So he's a property owner. He's a senior financial executive, vice president at both GE Capital and American Express. He's also a CPA, although he doesn't practice. So I also talked to him about taking over the treasurer's position next year. So Greg's put in a lot of effort on that, and I think he's ready. So I really appreciate your willing to serve another years in this office. So I think we're going to have a good, easy transition. Also, we received a form from Willette Jones. She's downtown. She's a volunteer with YWCA and owns a business insurance agent. She's interested in addressing the unhoused population.
Yeah.
Or what was Hank's
So I spoke to both of these candidates just to make sure that they were alive and on behalf of the nominations committee, I would move to elect this slate, and they're represented by paragraphs B and C. We'll need action. Also, just for your information, at the bottom there's a little spreadsheet. There's a typo on that, but there's a balance of property owners and community directors, and also a balance of turnout dates, so we have roughly 50-50. So the typo is on the first line in November 2025, the last number is 6. So we have 5 property owners and 1 community director terming out next year, that's 6. So the minimum required property owners is 2/3 or 7, we meet that requirement. The maximum of community directors allowed are 1/3 or 4, we meet that. And the maximum allowable board members is 15, so we also meet that. Who are the community directors?
The community directors are Larry and Ruth, I think, yeah.
And could you read out the names of the slate, since I
Yeah.
don't think that was part of the packet?
So for new terms for current members is, and these would be 2-year terms ending in November 26th. Larry Boussard, Peter Kasavan, Greg Paini, Jason Retterer, Audrey Wardwell, Tom Bennett, and Willette Jones. So on behalf of the committee, I'd like to move to elect these, the slate of candidates as presented.
Second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Did Wes come?
No, thank you, appreciate that.
Sorry about that. I call for the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Great.
Peter, will you serve in this role for another year?
Pardon me?
Will you be in this role for another year?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Must like to recruit somebody. But we've kind of got the system down now, so it's working.
The new president is saying yes.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that. So now we're also required to elect officers, so the nominations committee also has recommendations on those. So I am going to make the nominations. I move to elect Audrey Wardwell as president.
Second.
Any second?
Second.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Congratulations. And
We have running public comment on this, so Wes, if you have any comments, please chime in.
Good luck in your role.
There you go.
So thank you, Audrey, for your willingness to serve. So I'd like to nominate for Vice President Amy Salmina.
Second,
Second. Any discussion?
public comment?
Good luck in your role.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Amy, for your service and willingness to participate. For Board Secretary, I'd like to nominate Katie Castagna.
Second?
Second. Any discussion? Public comment? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And finally, for treasurer, I'd like to nominate Greg Paini. Greg, thank you for hanging around.
One more year.
Doing this another year, and
I'll
maybe we
second.
got somebody backing you up. We have a second from Amy. Any discussion or public comment?
All approved.
All good.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Done. Thank you for your help and your service, and good luck, and have a very enjoyable year. I'm excited. I think we got a team to
So
work with.
Steve's retiring?
No, he's not going anywhere.
Nope.
I'm just going to the back of the bus,
Yeah.
put my feet up.
So what happened with the holiday parade of lights? I saw that message this morning.
Funding at this time?
We're gonna talk with them, try to get it all sorted. And
Yeah.
I've got it covered.
Yeah.
I texted her too already because I was like, but they reached out really late, but.
You can see on track.
What's their
This
deadline?
is the public comment.
Any idea?
Are we adjourned?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
adjourned.
Next week.